DCA Markets. Smarter investing starts here.
Hey guys, welcome back to the DCA podcast. I'll be your host, Jimmy Albrecht. And first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported our channel up to this point. A lot of people may say it's a small number, but we just crossed 100 subscribers. We're sitting at 135 right now, and we don't take any of those for granted. The best way you can support us and we can continue putting out content for you is for you to hit that subscribe button and follow along whenever we post a video. So tonight what I wanted to do was I wanted to do an updated tutorial for DCA Markets, which is our dedicated DCA platform. Since I did the last one a few months ago, a lot has changed on the website. We've updated the user interface. We've added a couple of features. And so I just wanted to take you through that tonight. We'll go through a full run through of how to set up your DCA vaults. We'll go over the differences between standard DCA and SmartDCA and the difference that can make in your strategy. So let's dive into it real quick. All right, so the first thing that you'll notice once we come to the landing page of DCAMarkets.com is it looks a little bit different than the last time that I did a tutorial for the website. In my opinion, it looks a lot better. It's very clean. And on the front page, what we have is we have a search bar where you can look for any token on the Solana blockchain to see if it's available on the platform. If it's on Solana, it's available. We've got a little brief overview of how the platform works, what SmartDCA is versus a standard DCA, and then we've got an actual backtest calculator result for Bitcoin at the bottom, and you can run your own backtest. It'll take you to the calculator. So we've actually unified everything for DCA Markets under one page. So before we had DCAMarkets.com, and then we had the app.DCA Markets for the actual DCA portion where you could set up your DCA. All of that is unified under one URL now, and you can access everything on this one website. So looking up top, we've got the home page, which is this landing page. We've got the terminal with a leaderboard, which is currently down for maintenance at the moment. We've got our backtest calculator, your portfolio once you set up your account, where you can view all of that. And then one of the new things that we have is the Learn tab. So here on this learning hub, you can find anything and everything that you need to know about DCA. It's very comprehensive. We'll talk about DCA in general, so dollar cost averaging, what it is, how it works, how it compares to lump sum investing, which we've covered in the podcast, but this is something you can direct someone to that you're trying to onboard to crypto, and it'll give them any bit of information that they need to know about dollar cost averaging. We've got articles on here about how to use our backtest calculator, how to use everything on the website. We've got links to the DCA Markets podcast, and then we've got frequently asked questions about security wise, how the platform works, how the devs design the platform, and just anything you need to know about DCA is here. And this is actually one of my favorite new additions to the website, so definitely check this out. A lot of time was put into this and a lot of care was used when creating it. All right, so let's go over how to set up your DCA Markets account from scratch. Currently, you will need a Phantom wallet. That is the only wallet that is supported on DCA Markets. We do have plans in the future to add support for other wallets like Jupiter Wallet, Soulflare, anything else that you may use. But currently, Phantom wallet is what you'll need. So in that Phantom wallet, you'll need USDC or USDT, which are currently the only two currencies, stable coins that we use for swaps. And you will need at least 0.2 SOL. I'd say have a little bit of a buffer. I'll put 0.4 SOL in this wallet. And what that does is the first time that you open an account on DCA Markets and you create a vault, that's used for all of the transaction fees. And if you didn't know, anytime you buy a coin on Solana, you pay a rent fee for that token account. If at any time you sell that token completely, you can get that rent fee refunded, but that's a mechanism of Solana. That's not our fee or anything that we charge. And then there's just network fees that you have to pay on Solana for any transaction, which are very low. But what that 0.2 SOL does is it's going to cover any of those rent fees, any of those transaction fees for the vaults that you set up for your DCAs, to make sure that those transactions go through and to make sure that there's no errors on that end. If at any point you decide to fully close out your DCA account to claim all of your tokens and you say you don't want to do any more DCAs, that 0.2 SOL that you put in for that will be refunded, minus whatever the transaction fees that you paid on the Solana blockchain. Like I said, that's a mechanism of Solana. That's not anything we're charging you, but this is just to have that buffer to make sure that your transactions go through. So once you've got that set up, we'll come over here to the terminal. And for an example, we'll show a DCA into DCA. All right, I'll do a standard DCA just to start off. So this is just a regular recurring buy. I want to buy $1 every day of DCA. So at this point, you would fund your strategy. So we'll say I want to do a $1 DCA for the next day for 10 days. So I'll do $10. It'll tell you exactly right here how long your order will last. Since it's $1 a day and it's $10, that will be 10 days. So this is what I'm talking about here. This is the first time we've set up an account. So you go to create account, and this will let you know exactly what it's taking out, and that's to cover all those transaction fees I talk about. So you hit confirm. It's going to create your account on DCA Markets. Now we have our account created, and we'll hit preview order. So this once again is just a detailed summary of exactly what we're doing here. $10, 10 orders, $1 a day of DCA every day. It'll tell you exactly what the platform fee is. For our standard recurring orders, that's going to be 0.1%, which is on par with some of the lowest fees in the industry. All right, and then all you do is you hit confirm and start DCA. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take that $10 that you set for your DCA and it's going to place it into that vault. And every day for 10 days, it's going to execute that order. So we'll hit confirm. Once that's done, it's going to automatically take you to your portfolio tab, which will show you which token you have a strategy set up on, how much you've got your strategy set up for, what you currently hold, and then your performance. And then it'll tell you your status right here. So it says it's going to execute that first buy within 5 minutes. And I'll come back to this page once it's actually executed that buy. But simply put, that's as easy as it is to set up an account on DCA Markets and to get your DCA started. As long as you have funding in that account, that DCA will continue to run for as long as you set it for. If at any point, say you want to come in here every week or every 2 weeks and fund your account, it's very simple. You come here to the portfolio tab, you click on the strategy you have, and you click add funds. So say I want to add $10 more to this. I'll put $10 here. And we'll hit deposit $10. It'll give you that confirmation of transaction that you're depositing $10 into this vault that you set up, and you hit confirm, and that's it. So if I wasn't doing all this talking, you could have your first DCA set up on DCA Markets in under 5 minutes, even if you didn't know much about crypto and how this all works. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to set up and create your account on DCA Markets, I want to go back to the terminal page and I want to cover a couple of our other features that we have. So you can do standard spot purchases on DCA Markets, which is just a one-time buy. So we'll say if I wanted to buy 1 USDC worth of DCA, something that's interesting about this is if you look at the summary here, there's no platform fee for single swaps. Okay, so simple as that. I want to buy $1 worth of DCA. Go here, confirm transaction, tell you you're swapping 1 USDC for $2,917 cost average. Okay, we'll hit confirm. Just like that, it's a spot buy of DCA. Next thing I want to draw your attention to is the SmartDCA tab. We've made a lot of changes here in the way that it looks, the way that it flows. I think it's a lot smoother. So what it'll do here is under your SmartDCA strategy, this is kind of the defining feature of our platform, right? We set up a recurring DCA, and one of the benefits of DCA is that it kind of takes that emotion out of your investment by buying the same no matter what on a set schedule. It puts the blinders on and you just buy the coin that you've chosen to buy no matter what the price does. It's price agnostic. But the thing about that is that it doesn't matter if the price is up or down, you're buying high, you're buying low. And so we thought, how could we make DCA better and DCA smarter? Well, we did that by dynamically combining recurring orders with limit orders based on moving averages. So what that means is when the token dips, it will buy more based on a multiplier that you set. when you create your strategy, and that also runs automatically, so it's not anything that you have to manage, and it has pretty amazing results. So before we actually set up a SmartDCA and I'll show you how to do that, I want to go over here to the Backtest Calculator. So recently we had a little bit of a bounce in the market, a little bit of renewed hope, and we've had some culture coins and some OG coins that have done fairly well compared to where they were. So we can actually look at the Backtest Calculator and see what a DCA would have done over time, especially during max fear, where that SmartDCA would have taken over and bought more of that asset. So we're going to look at Troll for this example. If you had DCA'd $5 a day into Troll, and we'll go actually to just at the beginning of the year when our platform was available, you would have put $710 into Troll, and your return would have been $3,320. Pretty good results if you ask me. That's a 467% return. But now I want to draw your attention to SmartDCA. So if you come here to the SmartDCA tab, what it'll do is it'll compare what a standard DCA versus a SmartDCA would have done. And something that we've added to this Backtest Calculator is where you can actually one-click find best discount. So according to backtest results, a buy of 2.5 times multiplier, so anytime the price dips 10% or below the 50-day moving average, it would have bought 2.5 times that amount. I want you to look at these results. So you would have gotten 111% more Troll. You would have got a 9.8% better entry into Troll, and your return on that is almost 100% more. So in addition to accumulating 100% more Troll, your return on your investment is a lot better. So instead of having $4,000 and accumulating 37,000 Troll, you would have accumulated 79,000 Troll, and your current value of your portfolio would be $8,500. So it's nice that we've had this little bit of a bounce in the market to actually see in real time the difference that SmartDCA can make. And if you're not using SmartDCA, you're leaving money on the table. Obviously, you're missing out on accumulating much more of the projects or the coins or the tokens that you believe in. Okay, so let's go back to the terminal here, and we'll set up a SmartDCA. So we'll do this one for Sol. All right, we have those $1 minimums, which is great because it allows people who maybe don't have a lot of money to start their DCA strategy, no matter the amount, as long as it's $1. So what we'll do is here on this tab for the terminal, we've added a few features. So you can do one of these one-click options. You can do patient, you can do balanced, you can do proactive. And then it'll tell you based on the backtest calculator, so based on the 200-day backtest, that the patient would have been the best option for Sol. Okay, so if you look here, we're going to do $1 of Sol every day, but when Sol drops below the moving average, 5%, below the 200-day exponential moving average, it will buy 2.5 times more. So we'll go ahead and fund that with $25. It'll tell you how many orders you're going to get. So if it drops below that threshold and it executes the SmartDCA buys, you'll get 10 orders. If it doesn't, if it's showing strength, then you'll get 25 orders. It can't show an exact number of orders you're going to get for the SmartDCA, unfortunately, because it's dependent on what the price of the asset that you're trying to buy does. But just like a standard DCA, you set it up, you'll hit preview order, and once again it'll give you a detailed summary of exactly what's going on. The platform fee for SmartDCA is 0.6%, which is still extremely low, lower than buying on Phantom or something like that. So you'll just hit confirm and start DCA. All right, and since we've already paid that 0.2 to cover all of our transaction fees, that's a one-time fee, like I said. So the only thing that we're paying on this are the network fees for Solana. And we'll hit confirm. And now we have our SmartDCA set up for Solana. Just like that, it's easy. It'll tell you right here, if you pull up the token page, it'll give you a summary of exactly what it's doing, whether it's buying the SmartDCA. So because Solana is below that 5% threshold of the 200-day moving average, it's letting you know that it's going to execute that SmartDCA of 2.5 times. So instead of buying $1, it will buy $2.50. So very simple to get either of these set up. It's as simple as you want to make it. You can customize all of this, or you can choose one of the one-click options based on the backtest calculator of what would have been the best strategy based on those results. Okay, and something that I did not cover in the last video, which I will on this, is how to end a strategy. So there's two things that you can do. You can claim your tokens. So say, for example, you want to take what you've bought with your SmartDCA and maybe move it to a cold storage wallet. And the way that you do that is you'll come to the portfolio tab, you'll click on the asset that you have. So it's executed our buy for the DCA token. So I will hit claim here. You can take all of it out. You can take a percentage. You can do a specific number. I'm just going to take all of it out, and we'll hit withdraw DCA. It'll confirm that yes, you want to withdraw that. Okay. Once that transaction goes through, what it does is it'll remove it from that vault that you set up, and it'll put it into your Phantom wallet. Okay, so here we see it here. I already had some DCA in here. I know I claimed like 2,900, but apparently I already had some in here. And there it is sitting there. So now you're free to move it to your cold storage wallet or do whatever you may do with it. Okay, so it looks like it executed our buy on Solana while we were doing this. Now I'll show you how to fully close out and end a strategy. Same thing, you'll come to the portfolio tab, you'll click on that strategy that you have, and you'll come down here to the very bottom and click close strategy and withdraw. So the difference is what this will do is this will end the strategy, it'll stop any future buys, whereas claiming the tokens will only claim what you already have in the vault. Okay, so we'll end the strategy. It's letting you know that it's going to give you back that rent fee. You just hit confirm. And interesting thing to note, on a SmartDCA, you actually have to approve 2 transactions, which there is a disclaimer for that here, because you have to remove the smart condition that we've placed on that vault to execute the smart buys, and then you have to close that strategy and withdraw. So that's refunding all of the remaining USDC that you have in there. It's giving you the coins that you've already bought, and it's refunding that rent fee. Okay, so once we confirm those 2 transactions, come up here to our wallet, and we see that it's returned the USDC to our Phantom wallet. It's returned that SOL that we had, and then the SOL that we bought with this strategy is also in here. Okay, and the final thing that I'll show you as far as setting up strategies, ending strategies, is if at any point, I told you about the 0.2 SOL that you use to create your account on DCA Markets. If at any point you wanted to get that back, so I've come in here and I've closed all of my strategies. You see on the portfolio tab, I have no strategies open. So you'll come up here to the top right where your wallet is, you'll click it, and then right here on the sidebar, it says your on-chain account, which is that 0.2 SOL that you deposited when you created your account. You'll hit close account. It'll ask for a confirmation, and then you click yes, and then here it'll return that money that we used to set up our account on DCA Markets. Hit confirm. The account has been closed, and now that's been returned to our wallet. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this updated view of the DCA Markets website. If you haven't, please check it out. If you're DCAing anywhere else, I really think you're making a big mistake. If nothing else, for the SmartDCA feature that we have. And something that's important to note about the DCA Markets platform that is different from other platforms that offer DCA are the $1 minimums. The fact that if you're a part of meme coin and you decide to buy it on DCA Markets, that 55% of our already low platform fees will go back to building better liquidity for your coin. So we actually will return that. All the project has to do is come onto our page and claim their project, and it's sitting there in a wallet waiting for them to claim it, and it can go back to building that liquidity pool for the project that you believe in. And I would like to hammer home again the security that we built into this. Sometimes simplicity is the best thing. So I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I understand exactly everything about the Solana blockchain, but I've had a talk with our dev that actually wrote the Solana code, and there's no way for the protocol, the platform, to access your funds, to move them, to drain your wallet. That is all built into that smart contract that you create with the parameters that you set, and you have to sign every transaction. So before anything comes out of that vault, your wallet, your Phantom wallet, is the key to that vault that you created. Even if someone gained access to the website, to the protocol, there's no way for them to actually remove those funds from your vault without you approving that transaction. And this is a better way, in my opinion, than the way some other DeFi protocols do it, is that it's fully self-custodied. And if one individual user's Phantom wallet is compromised, maybe doing something else, they click on some weird link and get their wallet drained, it's not going to affect any other user on the platform. So we believe in keeping it simple, keeping it safe. It's gone through a pre-audit and it's passed with flying colors. There's very minor things, nothing that would be catastrophically impactful security wise, and those have already been fixed before it was deployed as a public beta. And so thank you for joining me again tonight. Check out DCAMarkets.com if you haven't. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Drop a comment down there if there's anything that we missed, any questions that you have, and make sure to join our Discord. Both of our devs are in there. We'll take feedback, any questions that you have for the platform. And thank you for your support. And don't forget to DCA today, and make sure you do it on DCA Markets too.